Spotify just nuked 75 million fake songs off of their platform. But are they saving music, and what is happening with all this AI craziness? My name's Chris, also known as the artist Manafest. I have over 130 million streams on Spotify, and I love coaching artists. And I just came upon this article from The Guardian about Spotify trying to remove fake songs because of all these amazing AI tools that are great, I know, for artists, for us to create, whether it's graphics, videos, but it's also music. And so there's this flood of songs and just AI generated songs, which personally I'm not a fan of at all. I don't support it at all. And what Spotify is doing with some of these new tools is trying to stop these songs from even getting on the platform even before they're distributed. And that new rule they actually came out with about a year or so ago about that artists don't even get paid unless they get 1,000 streams on the song, that's supposedly actually supposed to help real artists because it stops from these like fake artists getting streams and then just stealing the money from us. Because remember, we don't get paid, right? If somebody doesn't stream our song for at least 30 seconds, that's counted as a real stream. And so when you have all these fake bots and fake streams and fake songs getting uploaded, right, it's really important that Spotify puts an end to this because it's just stealing money from my pocket and it's stealing money from your pocket. So that actually 1,000 streams per song is good, and it actually increases our royalty pool even more. Unfortunately, innocent independent artists have had their tracks taken down mistakenly as a part of the crackdown. I even know some artists that didn't do anything at all and their song was on a botted playlist and it got removed. The good news is you can always just re-upload the song. You might just have to do a new ISRC code and you'll probably lose your streams. But just keep marketing it, just promoting it. Don't give up. There's this one artist that I found that was an AI artist, and I actually went and checked them out. I could definitely see that the artwork was AI. I listened to the music. They're called the Velvet. They're called the Velvet Sundown, kind of like an indie rock kind of vibe. And honestly, the songwriting, the melodies sounded pretty good, right? I got to be honest, it sounded pretty good. I don't support it. I actually went and listened to the songs and I made sure that I did not listen more, or I was listening less than 30 seconds because I did not want them getting any royalties at all and stealing royalties from me or stealing royalties from you. But I can see, like, yeah, it sounds good on the surface, but when you really listen to it, it doesn't have that thickness. It doesn't have that raw emotion. And I don't know if AI will ever get to the point where it's really got that feeling and that heart and that attitude that someone can bring, and the cracks in the voices and the different whines and sounds that we can do in the studio. And then all the different layers, right? Like I know with some of the tools out there, I think it was Moses.io, where you can actually strip a song and you can pull the drums or you can pull the bass or guitar, or pull the vocals out so you can write to it. I know that's what I know some artists do is they just upload a song and it pulls the vocals so they have an instrumental to write to. But like, you know, as AI gets better, is it going to be able to do layers, like layers of different drums and bass and guitar and different instruments and things, and even with the different vocals to give it that full effect? I don't know, but I'm just very thankful that Spotify is at least cracking down on the bots. You know, in the long run, we're kind of in the wild, wild west right now as far as AI. The fact that they let AI artists on there, and I was even reading the bio in the artist. And it said that the Velvet Sundown is a synthetic music project guided by human creative direction and composed voice and visualized with the support of artificial intelligence. This isn't a trick. It's a mirror, an ongoing artistic provocation designed to challenge the boundaries of authorship, identity, and the future of music itself in the age of AI. All characters, stories, music, voices, and lyrics are original creations generated with the assistance of artificial intelligence, tools employed as creative instruments. Any resemblance of the actual places, events, or persons living or deceased is purely coincidental and unintentional. Oh, that's some lawyer speak right there. Not quite human, not quite machine. The Velvet Sundown lives somewhere in between. Okay, very creative. They probably used AI to write the bio. Anyways, I'm not trying to hate, but I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of AI when it comes to creating the whole music, because I know how hard it was for me to learn how to rap, learn how to sing, learn how to, count bars, timing, how to hit certain notes, how to just be confident enough as a singer. And it's just like, I forget who it was saying, like, at the end of the day, I think it was John Bellion or something like that. He was talking about, it's like I wanted to learn the guitar because I wanted to enjoy the journey. I wanted the struggle. I wanted the ability to do it. I didn't want to just make music to push a button. And that's the whole thing about this. And if you've ever been in the studio and when you're creating and a song comes together and ideas come together, it's such a beautiful, magical moment. Like, I never get tired of hearing a song come together, or hearing the final mix, or then getting the master back, or just the different parts of this process. And honestly, it's just kind of like, it just becomes microwavable. And it's like all of a sudden this is just like, what's it called? Like a conveyor belt of songs. It's just like, yeah, just press a button. And it's just like, okay, cool. But then all the graphic designers, they could be hating on me and you for saying, well, what are you doing by creating your artwork, right? Like, we've allowed that, right, where we create our artwork. Or what about all the videographers and people now with Sora 2 coming out, right? And just what you're able to do for videos. And honestly, I've used that stuff, right? And so it's just kind of like, this is the day and age, and we can argue. What about all the drummers out there that, now you just buy drum packs, or buy synth packs, or, guitar packs, or whatever it is, right? As opposed to hiring the person. These are tools. So I understand the argument, but honestly, I feel like it's a very gray line where it's just like the whole thing is AI. And you're just typing it and just uploading it and stealing streams from people. I feel like there should be their own platform, or their own thing. I'm definitely not comfortable with that right now. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I think it's actually stealing. I think Spotify is currently caught in the middle of this. And again, I said in another video, because we do a lot of TV film syncs. We had a song in Olympics last year. We had a song in NHL, NFL. And they said no AI music. All the agencies are like, no AI, because it's pulling inspiration from what's out there, right? It's pulling inspiration. And you could replace that word pulling and kind of like stealing, borrowing from stuff that's already, and mixing it to create your own hybrid of whatever the song is. And so there's a lot of legalities here. And so I say stay away from that for actually creating the actual music, and record your own vocals, play your own guitar. Sure, if you bought guitar packs or using Splice or something like that, where you used instruments that were actually played, and somebody's bought that, and you're allowed to license that and do whatever you want with it, that's different. That's kind of different than someone who's taken pictures. They're real pictures, and they uploaded them to Pexels or Unsplash, and they're saying, hey, they're royalty free, or you buy them and you license them and use them, as opposed to, what AI, I guess, is technically doing is taking from all these things that people filmed or recorded, like me, you. I don't know if it's pulled inspiration. Like, if someone said, hey, I want a song that sounds like Manafest and Johnny Cash or whatever, and create me artwork like that. It's pulling from art that we've created. So it's the wild, wild west right now. I believe, again, Spotify's kind of caught in the middle. We'll see what happens. Same thing with Apple Music. And again, I just got to be honest. I'm thankful for Apple Music. I'm thankful for Amazon. I'm definitely thankful for Google, YouTube, because their AI, their artificial intelligence, is the one sharing my music right now. Like, Spotify Discovery Mode is literally walking up to people digitally and saying, hey, if you like Linkin Park, you might like Manafest. Hey, if you like this artist, Breaking Benjamin or whatever, you might like Manafest. Nobody ever did that in the CD stores for me, unless someone walked up to them and said, hey, I like Linkin Park. Is there anyone else? Oh yeah, maybe you should check out Manafest. But they're not walking around to millions of people, which is what the algorithm does on Spotify. It's what it does on YouTube when it shares this video out. Like, your behavior from watching this video up till now is probably going to share more videos like this, whether of me or other creatives, because it's what you consumed. Well, it does the same thing with your music videos, your lyric videos, and it just shares it through the AI. So some people could say it's a blessing and it's a curse. I like to think that things are a blessing and that, look, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. You know, we want to look at the glass half full. And at the end of the day, like, we can complain or we can just get to work, man. Like, just let's get to work. Like, if you were a broke artist before all this stuff, and like, you're going to be a broke artist afterwards unless you use it. Like, you can hate on the game or you can learn to master the game. You know, I know some artists, like, they lost certain things when MySpace disappeared or these different platforms disappeared and they weren't able to transition. I've been in this game 25 years. Am I going to transition through this AI, or am I going to crawl in a corner and die, or I'm going to say, hey, this message of what God has done in my life, what Jesus has done in my life, I'm going to keep writing about it. I'm going to keep preaching about it. I'm going to keep standing up. I'm going to keep going for it, even though it gets hard. The Bible talks about don't grow weary doing good. I think we have the opportunity of our life out here right now to make more music, right? To create more. It's gotten cheaper, but look, I don't care if 100,000 songs are uploaded daily. 1% of those, 1.1% of those is actually promoted and marketed. I'd like to think that it's never been a better time. Hey, hope this video has helped you out.